Welcome to your Business Without Borders. It's time to simplify your business so you can scale up, make more, and work less. This podcast is for creatives, innovators, risk takers, and rule breakers who are ready to push through traditional boundaries, make a big impact, and have more fun and freedom on the road to success. Now, here's your host, Natasha Mitchell.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Your Business Without Borders. My name is Natasha Mitchell, and in today's interview, we're talking all about how the power of thoughts can impact you in your results in life and business, and some easy techniques that you can use every day to start manifesting your dream life. And if you want to join the conversation on this topic and more, I invite you to follow me over on the brand new podcast platform called Podopolo. It's free and totally new and interactive way to listen to podcasts. You can download it on Apple or in the Google Play Store. And while you're there, I'd love it if you could follow and like this episode or any one of the episodes on Your Business Without Borders. And now let me introduce my special guest, Lisa Kelly from Life Unlimited. Lisa is a serial entrepreneur, having successfully run several businesses, including a yoga and art center for children and an online business management consultancy, helping conscious business owners in their operations to run smoothly. And now she's a certified infinite possibilities trainer and mentor, offering transformative programs and coaching through her business, Life Unlimited. Her own journey from career to entrepreneur as a single mother and taking control of her sobriety has not always been easy, but with a profound shift in mindset and a commitment to becoming the best version of herself, she's been able to find unexpected joy and passion for life, and now inspires other people to find courage to change and grow a life of their dreams. I met Lisa a few years ago at a networking event, and since then have been happy to work with her on various collaborations and become good friends. And I know you will love her as much as I do. So Lisa, welcome. Thank you for joining me today. I'm so happy to have you here.
Oh, thank you, Natasha. I'm so happy to be here as well. And what an amazing introduction. Thank you.
My pleasure. Totally deserved. So we've got quite a bit to cover today, and you've got some amazing tips to share. So let's jump in. And just to set the stage a little bit and let people get to know you, can you share a little bit about your journey so far in business and life? It hasn't always been easy, and how you've landed up following your passion and becoming a certified infinite possibilities trainer and helping others to manifest their dream life.
Okay, sure. Well, I would have to say that first and foremost, I really started to develop this holistic health and wellness journey that allowed me to grow my spirituality. And because of learning or, doing a lot of studying and a lot of internal work, I developed a faith in the universe, that the universe has my back. And that allowed me to take risks a little bit more than I would have maybe before I embarked on that journey. So yeah, jumping out of a career into entrepreneurship without much of a safety net as a single mom of a 5-year-old at the time, back in 2009, there was a lot of naivety there, but at the same time, I did it the unconventional way. A lot of people were questioning, why would you do that? But again, I just trusted, and I was able to develop a way to listen to my inner guide. And I knew that would bring me happiness, even though there was a lot of bumps in the road and a lot of the time questioning if I should go back to a job. Mm-hmm. But the creative side of being an entrepreneur, and the freedom as well, just I couldn't really go back. So it was always like, got to make it up that mountain and see what happens in the in the process, and through it, a ton of transformation. And that's what I like, helping others who maybe are just a few steps behind me, and sharing what I've learned along the way, because it has been 11 years now of, 2 previous businesses and now my 3rd business, which really is the biggest passion. And I think, I had to go through those other journeys first to get me to where I am right now, but I feel I'm in the right place.
Yeah, I definitely think you're in the right place. And I think that's why you're so effective in your teachings, because you're coming from a real life experience. And, sometimes we hear, we're going to talk more about law of attraction, but sometimes we hear about law of attraction from the gurus, and we might think, well, that's easy because you're already a multimillionaire and have a successful business. And sometimes it can really be hard to relate. So I think the fact that you are, a few more steps ahead of people in their journey, that you can really relate to what they're going through, and how you need to sort of build that muscle in law of attraction, and need some support in doing that. So tell us a little bit about this. If people are listening, they don't really know what law of attraction is. We hear that word thrown around a lot. These days it's becoming more mainstream for sure. What is law of attraction, and does it really work?
Okay, well, it does, and it's physics, because everything in the universe, including ourselves, are made of energy, and we're always in constant motion. That energy in everything in our universe is always in constant motion, and this vibration attracts other energies on the same frequency, and like energies attract other like energies. And it's so important to know that our thoughts and feelings emit energy, and they create our reality. So our external circumstances are a reflection of what goes on inside ourselves. Our head, our thoughts create our reality, and like I said, feelings really have a big influence on that. So whatever vibrational energy we are emitting will attract more of the same.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's really grounded in science, even though sometimes it has a bit more of a spiritual bent to it. I mean, it really is grounded in science. So whichever way, I guess, people are able to absorb that or understand that, you can come at it sort of from either angle. So that's a really great description. So in your experience, or your experience with your clients that you've seen, how can it really make a difference in our life? And maybe more specifically, how can it make a difference in our business, do you think?
Okay, so what I like to talk to people about first, with marrying the idea of manifesting our dreams, and working with the idea of how law of attraction works, is to get clear on your vision. So whether it's your vision for your business or vision just for life in general, it's so important to kind of have a bit of a direction and clarity, because we are always manifesting, whether we're conscious of it or not. And so having a big vision, at least then you have a direction to be manifesting in, as opposed to just, I saw a really great quote by Robin Sharma recently, and he said, "Clarity breeds mastery. If you aren't clear on your vision, you're leaving it all up to chance." So that's so important in my work with clients, is to start with the vision and allowing yourself to really go big.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and one of the things that you're so well known for is vision boards, and you've got a great program that I'm going to share later, where you help people create a digital vision board. So can you tell me a little bit about, firstly, what a vision board is, and then how it really can support us in sort of this manifesting process and living our dream life?
Right. So most people, I think, are fairly familiar with vision boards or dream boards. Back before even digital times, people were like collecting images from magazines and gluing them either in a journal or on a poster board and kind of putting it up somewhere so that they could have that as a point of reference for the direction that they would like to go. Where I did do those types of vision boards, but then I found that because I am the type that really had the intention behind it and I wanted a literal vision. I mean, you don't have to have literal images, but I just found that the world of Google opened that up so much better for me. And then I just started playing around with making collages digitally. And that's the way I teach my workshops today, is doing the vision boards online. And I help people find that clarity. A lot of people just caught up in the day-to-day, in the weeds of their business or of their life, where time passes and they're like, wow, I'm not really following a clear path at the moment. Maybe I need to reflect. Maybe I need some quiet time to start to really think, what is it that I want to experience next? Or what would I do if I wasn't afraid? So I like to help people push the boundaries and to help them set a goal so big that they need to grow into the person first. Like they can't even achieve it until they grow into the person who can. That's really what the whole point, I feel, of life is to be pushing the boundaries and becoming the highest expression of ourselves.
Yeah, it's really fun. And, I've done a couple of your vision board sessions now, because one is just never enough, I find. But yeah, it's a really great exercise because, we don't, like you said, we don't often take the time just to sit and reflect on what we really want or even dream. We're so busy like rushing around from one thing to the next these days, it seems, that we don't always have that time to sit and reflect. And the great thing I love about the vision board is that I can have it as my screensaver, so I can see it regularly. So I'm always being prompted and reminded of it. And, I think you said something interesting. I've sometimes found it difficult to like pinpoint exactly what it is I want, but maybe I've gone more with sort of a feeling or an emotion or a sort of a thought of what I want more of or what I want to achieve.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. A lot of the times you just go on intuition, and when working in the group, you find inspiration with what other people are doing too. And the other great thing is, when working with other like-minded people in a group workshop, is that you kind of get the energy of the group, and it does raise the vibration. And then you even if you have difficulty in the beginning believing that for yourself it's achievable, then you have other people behind you who will believe in it for you, like on your behalf.
Yeah, and I found that working in that group setting, exactly that, when I saw other people's visions, like maybe the feeling that I couldn't initially evoke perhaps for myself, when I saw other people's visions and heard them talking about things and saw their excitement, it did certainly raise my own vibration and a level of excitement. So, they're just really great sessions. I enjoyed them a lot.
Yeah, it's true. So many people end up leaving with a vision board that they didn't initially think that they would create.
Yeah, I know. So, Lisa, for people in the who are listening who might have tried this and they thought they're trying it, but they're not sure if it's working, or they felt like it didn't work, or they didn't see immediate results, what would you tell people how to manage through that, or what's really going on?
Okay, sure. Well, as I said, I have been immersed and taken courses and become certified with Mike Dooley I've really studied this work. And what I suggest is there are a lot of different tips that you might want to follow, which we'll talk about after. But one of the big things is, and it's a quote that I mentioned to you earlier, to keep in mind this, that absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. So what that says is that even in the absence of evidence of your your desire, you're wanting to see some results. When is this thing coming? I'm doing all of these manifesting tips. Well, sometimes these things take patience, and sometimes a lot of time needs to pass. Again, it's who we become in the process. Maybe even though we think we might need to manifest that thing straight away, maybe we aren't actually ready, even if we think we are. So I liken it to the idea of when you plant seeds. You've planted the idea, you've put it on your vision board, your intention is behind it, and you're taking the steps, baby action steps, to get closer to the goal. Even when you don't see it, when you plant seeds in soil, there are roots that are growing under there. They're taking hold. Mm-hmm. It takes time before we see the seedling come above the surface of the ground. And there are lots of, metaphors for this statement. But, it's a lot of people give up mm-hmm. too soon when they think, oh, it's not working. And they bring, their vibration down. So yeah, there's quite a few things that you can do to help yourself while you're kind of waiting to see some evidence. But as you're doing this work, you're going to start seeing even like simple things like parking spots start mm-hmm. to appear. Wow. And then I just sometimes, as I'm driving, I'll be saying, everything is always working out for me. And then I'll see the parking spot ahead of time, and there it will be. So just like little things like that start giving you evidence that things are, lining up.
Mm-hmm. That's great advice, because we're all very impatient and we're used to just doing a Google search and our answer being just given to us, but it doesn't always work exactly like that in the world of manifesting. But I love how you've kind of made that distinction of kind of getting people to be a little bit more aware of the little things that start showing up, and it's sort of that culmination of the little things that ultimately will prepare you to be. I think that's the really interesting piece. You kind of have to be the person you're meant to be, or you're evolving to be, before you're ready to receive that. And I think that's something we all forget.
Exactly. You said it. I like that you said preparing us, because even if you want this thing, this giant, again, dreaming bigger than your wildest dreams, are you really quite ready for that? Would you be able to sustain that, whatever it is? There are some foundational things that need to be put in place first. So, I think that's why a lot of people, when they say, yes, I look like an overnight success, it took me 10 years to get here, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But the whole time they were probably shooting for that big vision and manifesting things along the way.
Mm-hmm. And learning. And I look at it from a business perspective. We all think we want that multi-million-dollar business, but I think in reality, and maybe you can respond to this and tell me whether that's true or not. I feel like sometimes when you're not ready, you kind of are putting the brakes on a little bit as well. If I don't have the infrastructure in place or the knowledge or the experience to run a multi-million-dollar business, even though in my mind I'm wanting that, I perhaps I'm not doing everything I could be to get that multi-million-dollar business yet, because I'm simply not ready, and I sort of hold myself back. What would you say about that?
Well, that's common, and it is, I think, sometimes people have a fear of failure or a fear of success. Mm-hmm. Either way, you're still going to be learning from it. So what I've learned is to still continue to go forward and to not hold yourself back, it's better to be prepared for an opportunity as opposed to the opportunity coming along and then you not being prepared because you kept yourself back. Now that's a quote. I think it was Whitney Young that said that quote. But this is why it's so important to continually take action and have that faith.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thanks for clarifying that, Lisa. We're getting close to the end of our discussion today. But if there was one thing that you think people should take away, one big takeaway, or one last piece of advice that you'd like to share, what would that be today?
Well, I actually have two. I'll be quick.
You can do 1, 2, or more, however many you like.
Okay, so one of the most important things that I think people, if you really want to get on the manifesting train, is to understand how important it is to feel good. So that vibration, and I'm not talking about spiritual bypassing here. Like I get it. Like not everybody can feel good all the time. Right. And, telling someone to, just keep your positive thoughts. Mm-hmm. That's not what I'm talking about here. But if we can get into a routine and doing things that help us feel good, whether it's having gratitude or whatever it is, exercise, the more you do that, the more it will raise your vibration and you will see like slowly but surely an upward spiral. So feeling good is one of the tips that I have in the little PDF that I want to share with you. And then the other thing that I can't say enough about is the vision. Like make your vision apparent, whether it's 1 year, 5 year, 10 year, do it all. Because otherwise time will pass and you'll realize, wow, I'm kind of just settling here. Mm-hmm. So vision, you can't really, like I said at the beginning, you can't be intentionally and deliberately, consciously creating unless you have a vision, because you will be creating and manifesting regardless, but you might as well be doing it with a vision. Yeah.
Well, I think that's so helpful. And for people who are starting out or people who've been trying this for a while and it hasn't quite gone exactly the way they thought it would or should. And I know that there's no shoulds. And, you talk a lot about this. So they're great tips. And you talk about a lot about, the not worrying about the how and kind of give it over to the universe in your manifesting guide. And Lisa is sharing a special takeaway for us today. And it's called Manifesting Fundamentals and Law of Attraction Guide. I'm going to leave a link to that in the show notes. And in it, she's sharing 8 powerful manifesting tips that you can put into action into everyday life. And as she said, get on this manifesting train and live your dream life. And what more could you want? And also in the show notes, I'm going to leave a link to Lisa's upcoming vision board events. And if you feel like, you'd like some help setting that vision, it's a great gift for yourself. It's a great gift for a friend, or it's a great gift for a team, or even as a bonus, if you're a coach or a consultant and you want to give a giveaway, you can use this tool in so many ways. So I'll leave the link to that. You can find that on her website, lisakelly.life/vision board workshop. And again, that will be in the show notes. Lisa, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been an absolute pleasure having you here. I love your positive spirit and the message that you're sharing with the world and helping people really, be their best possible selves and live their dream lives.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure, and I could talk about this all day. So anytime.
Thank you, Lisa. And if you want to connect with me to help with scaling your creative business, you can visit me at inspireanddrive.com and you can download my simple business blueprint or schedule a free discovery call. Well, that's all for today. I'm Natasha Mitchell saying thanks so much for joining us on Your Business Without Borders. Now let's go break some rules.
You've been listening to Your Business Without Borders with Natasha Mitchell. If you're ready to break some rules and create your business without borders, visit Natasha at inspireanddrive.com and download your free business blueprint or schedule a free business discovery session. You can also follow her on Instagram and Facebook at Inspire and Drive. Come back soon for another episode of Your Business Without Borders. If you enjoyed this podcast, please leave a review, download an episode, and subscribe. This helps us reach even more people.